If you click on this video, it's not by chance, this is God's will. God proclaims today, instruct your eyes to be opened not only to the morning light but to the illumination of my steadfast presence that permeates your every movement. This day is not only marked on the calendar but also intricately connected to my unwavering objective. While one individual may regard it as merely another Tuesday, ensnared in the monotony of routine, you, my selected, perceive a reality of far greater significance. This moment, this precise instant is the occasion of your salvation. Can you accept now as a response? Do you comprehend the significance of that, child? Not redemption from a future threat, but continual liberation from uncertainty, fear, and every trap set by the adversary. Today, I proclaim your victory, not due to your strength, cunning tactics, or spiritual abilities, but via the indomitable force I bestow upon you. My love flows through you like molten gold, bestowing strength beyond your comprehension. Comprehend this reality and retain it, for it serves as the safeguard against all assaults directed at your heart. Indeed, I observe the route you traverse, the intricacies and obscurities that overshadow. However, I also perceive the steadfast flame of righteousness illuminating your path. Every step you take, regardless of its hesitance, brings you nearer to the luminous triumph of my day of victory. Each misstep and setback are insignificant disturbances on the surface of an eternally tranquil sea, a sea of favor that gently embraces your beaches, elevating and sustaining you, perpetually keeping you buoyant. The adversary may express his frustration and rage against the steadfast stronghold of my determination. He may murmur uncertainties and create obscurity, yet I, the Father, remain exalted in mirth. His plans are insignificant in the face of the light, and his threats are consumed by the magnitude of my enduring grace. Rejoice with me, child, in the presence of his inadequacy, for you are immersed in the abundance of my assurances, infused with the advantages of my affection, a tangible proof of the triumph established before the inception of time. Therefore, proceed, kid, with assurance in my presence. May each breath embody a melody of submission, and each stride signify a proclamation of faith. I am with you not only today, but every day, the author of your narrative and the conductor of your symphony. Ultimately, only laughter will remain, a harmonious echo of triumph that reverberates through forever. Proceed, therefore, with the fortitude of my affection, a symbol of optimism, a champion adorned with radiance. May this day, and each subsequent day, serve as a witness to your victory, not by entitlement, but through the unwavering grace of the Father who loves you immeasurably. God advises today not to be distressed by the shadows that obscure your way. I observe the concern marked on your forehead, the concerns that twist your gut, and the inquiries that resonate in the voids of your heart. I perceive your prayers, both spoken and unspoken, as the expression of a spirit in need of comfort. You desire a refuge from chaos, a bastion of tranquility amid turmoil, and, dear one, let your soul find repose. My heart comprehends. Your experience is not singular, despite the profound sense of isolation you may feel. I am familiar with the persistent pain of yearning, the heaviness of solitary sorrows, and the vexation of seemingly unanswered prayers. Rest assured, your voice resonates with me, and your tears blend with mine. have touched every aspect of your existence, witnessed every hurt, and heard every cry. Your suffering is my suffering. Your happiness is my happiness. Do not worry during moments when darkness encroaches. It is simply an introduction to the dawn, an essential precursor to the deluge you anticipate. Gaze upward, kid, as the initial rays of light emerge on the horizon. The bridal season approaches, the day you have anticipated, the moment you have been planning for. My loyal and devoted handmaidens are awakening. They perceive my voice, and the summons draws them close, convening the assembly for the anticipated visitation. I will approach you not as a transient visitor, but as a steadfast partner. Do you recall the promise, child? Indeed, I am with you perpetually, until the conclusion of the era. This is not a transient favor, a momentary vision of the divine. I shall establish my residence within you, a source of vitality in the barren expanse of your spirit. You will understand, not via hearsay or indirect accounts, but by the unmistakable essence within, what it signifies to remain in the vine. You will derive strength from my rejuvenation, your vigor restored and your soul sustained, while those around you remain thirsty and adrift. Prioritize the kingdom, youngster. This is not a mere platitude, but the essential key that reveals the treasures of heaven. In pursuing my presence, you discover the solution to every terrestrial necessity. Resources originate not from labor and effort, but from the reservoir of my plenty. My hand is not diminished, nor is my heart constricted. Each lament of your heart resonates with mine, and within that resonance resides the solution. Extend your hands, kid, and accept. At this moment, accept the complete restoration of all that was forfeited. The shadows dissipate, the weights are alleviated, and the long-anticipated promise emerges within your heart. Proceed into the forthcoming illumination. Proceed with the confidence of my affection, the certainty of my presence, and the authority of my word. You are not isolated, child. I guide you towards the luminous future I have envisioned for you. Allow confidence to accompany you, hope to be your melody, and peace to be your enduring share. Bear in mind that you are cherished, acknowledged, and listened to. This is the Father's message to you, today and every day. God declares today, do not succumb to fear, for your prayers serve as a beacon piercing the darkness, swiftly reaching my ears with unmatched speed. Disregard the belief that your prayers are overlooked in the expanse of the cosmos, since each utterance is acknowledged, documented, and addressed by my authority in collaboration with the angels designated to your circumstances. Understand this, my child, when your heart aches and a tear adorns your cheek, the essence of your soul is recognized by my kingdom. Waves of intercession resonate throughout the angelic realms, reflecting the urgency of your desire. Do not perceive prayer as a mechanical procedure, a monotonous recitation lacking fervor. Express your emotions freely, allowing your cries and sighs to ascend like a symphony borne on angelic wings. Do not suppress the genuine appeals, the urgent desires, the unrestrained calls for assistance. These are not vulnerabilities to conceal, but instruments utilized in the invisible domain, tools crafted in the furnace of your conviction. Your tears are not simply droplets descending into emptiness, but valuable gems gathered by invisible forces. Each beat symbolizes your fight, a diamond radiating with the intensity of your desire. They are esteemed, retained within the repositories of my grace, a concrete testament to your affection for me, a medium that procures favor in the realms of heaven. Before the video continues, please like the video, share it with your family and write Amen in comment. When language falters, allow your heart to articulate. When uncertainty seeks to incapacitate you, allow the lamentations of your spirit to ascend like incense, suffusing the atmosphere with your conviction. It is inside this vulnerability and unfiltered expression that your connection to me becomes most powerful. Your prayers are sparks set onto the altar of my will. They kindle the fire of my glory, dispelling the darkness with the luminous warmth of my reaction. Do not undervalue the authority you possess in your entreaties, the sway you exert in the celestial courts. Make your prayers audacious, intense, and ignited by the fervent conviction of your faith. Dismiss the lukewarm entreaties, the murmurs of dissatisfaction that fade into the ground. Offer prayers imbued with conviction, directed as arrows of petition towards the throne of grace. Allow them to ascend like ardent sacrifices, an aromatic vapor delightful to my senses. Your remarks, imbued with trust and hope, will not go unheeded. They will be collected by angels and utilized as divine instruments to transform the essence of your reality. Recall that the whispers of uncertainty persist close to the earth, adhering to the residue of earthly concerns. The claims of the arrogant resonate emptily within the limits of human pride. Your prayers, rooted in humility and faith, ascend to the skies, dismantling barriers of resistance and swiftly invoking my presence on earth, leaving you both startled and empowered. Therefore, do not be timid, child. Raise your voice, express the suppressed desires of your soul, and observe as the heavens respond to your needs. In the sanctuary of prayer, you possess the keys to access my blessings, the ability to shape your destiny, and the joy of accompanying your Father through every success and challenge. Proceed, therefore, and pray, not from a position of vulnerability, but from the source of your conviction, understanding that every word reaches my ears, and each tear embodies the depth of your affection, eternally and unceasingly. God instructs us to remain steadfast today. Not with the inflexibility of stone, but with the steadfast resilience of an oak enduring tempests while still striving towards the sun. Similar to Caleb, recall. Despite reaching an age when many would accept their circumstances, he steadfastly maintained his hope for the promised land. I assure you, child, I have entrusted you not with a simple property deed, but with the title to a life replete with luxury beyond your most extravagant dreams. This is not a pledge for a remote future, not a reward presented to motivate your perseverance through adversity. Your inheritance is destined to be your current reality. As in heaven, so on earth, is the mandate inscribed in the essence of existence. No deficiency persists, and no interval is present. The wonder of the cross. That was the magnificent revelation, the concluding movement of a symphony crafted in affection. All tasks are completed, and no more performance is necessary. To doubt this or to await additional evidence is to challenge the fundamental nature of my gift. The decision is now yours, youngster. Belief, rather than anxiety, is paramount. Exist in a life characterized by loyalty, with your heart devoted to my cadence. In that harmony, marvels will manifest, securely secured doors will open autonomously, and barriers that appear insurmountable will disintegrate. There is no necessity to implore or persuade. Embrace the entirety of the cross, allowing it to envelop you and purify your uncertainties. Advance not with apprehension, but with the unrestrained delight of a child grasping a kite line, assured that the wind will elevate it above. Recall Abraham, departing from his comfy UR, with familial disputes adhering to his garments like desert sand. Until he relinquished those burdens, the genuine promise could not take hold. Thus it is with you, child. There may be attachments to your heart, valuable in their own right, yet hinder you from fully receiving my inheritance. Gaze directly at them, recognize their worth, and subsequently, with open arms, let them go. Release them, not with resentment, but with the comprehension that my promise surpasses their temporal riches. This is not a sacrifice, but an upgrade, a leap of faith that yields a universe abundant in grace. Have faith in me, child. Extend your hand, exit your UR, and embrace the existence you were destined to lead. God proclaims now, cease from sinning henceforth. Those who cast stones of outrage merely validate their culpable hearts. Grant them forgiveness. Adore them. Proceed. It is futile to attempt to persuade the naysayers of this world, and there is no necessity to do so. They constitute a gathering of the misinformed. They are my obligation, not yours. Direct your gaze towards my courts and my pavilions, and let the past remain in the past. Refrain from looking back. Do not dwell on the past, instead, focus on the future. Lot's wife gazed back and became a symbol of lamentation for others who emulated her actions. Lot reflected upon and sentenced his progeny to a lineage devoid of reverence for the divine. Adopt a resolute demeanor. Restore me in the elevated location. I will rejuvenate and revitalize you in every aspect. Delegate the particulars to me. The adversary presents his what ifs and what about, yet it is not my voice. There is invariably an individual near the flames of affliction in your life who proclaims, renounce God and perish. Amidst the pressure, resolve not to sin with your words or to accuse me with unwarranted allegations. My authority is engaged in both redeeming and restoring you. Your future will surpass your past. The impending tempest in your life will merely serve as a minor detail in the narrative of greater loyalty that I am orchestrating. Trust me, asserts the Father. Allow me to proceed from this point. Trust in me and recognize that I surpass you in stature and knowledge. Indeed, I am God. There is no cause for alarm and no necessity to flee. Simply remain standing. Maintain confidence and anticipation that by day's end, you will rest peacefully, as I have defended you and will continue to do so. Today, God advises against succumbing to doubt and encourages embracing destiny. Your presence is not a mere coincidence in the expanse of creation, but a purposeful element intricately integrated into the harmony of my essence. You are not neglected but positioned with accuracy, akin to a star in the firmament destined to shine in its designated time. You have inquired, "What are you doing, Lord?" My response is unequivocal: closeness. I desire to draw you nearer, to close the significant gap between the divine and the human. This profound connection serves not only for personal solace but also for a greater purpose. As we approach, a magnificent multiplication will manifest, resulting in an outpouring of abundance in every aspect of your life. Your spirit, previously a reservoir of latent potential, will transform into a geyser of blessings, flowing outward to impact others. Temporarily disregard the barren domains of terrestrial acknowledgement. Your purpose is not to garner human admiration, but to serve under the aegis of my kingdom. You are a member of the Holy Council, a select resource meticulously appointed for this critical moment. Before the video continues, I request you to comment Amen and please help me by doing super thanks. Your support means a lot to us. Accept your position. Observe your placement inside this garden of potentialities. Do not evade the tasks ahead, since they are aligned with your strengths and important to your destiny. Embrace your objective. It is not a burden, but an elaborate and purposeful tapestry, awaiting revelation. You want for transformation, for a change over time. The wait has concluded. The soil is cultivated, and the seeds of promise are ready. Embrace the entirety of your vocation today. Proceed with the assurance of a designated instrument, aware that in my realm, nothing is deficient. Allow your brilliance to radiate, steadfast and unwavering, and observe the proliferation, the richness, and the magnificent harmony of grace that emerges from your compliance. Recall, my child, you are not an overlooked fragment amid a desolate expanse. You are an essential element in the symphony of creation, and your melody will resonate through eternity. Proceed and vocalize. Today, God proclaims that you are following in Abraham's footsteps, endowed with the same enduring covenant established in faithfulness. Although millennia have elapsed, my pledge remains steadfast, inscribed not in writing on deteriorating parchment but in the essence of your being. Recall that your ancestry is not of a human lineage but of my spirit. I summoned you not from the limitations of worldly relationships, but from the expansive, uncharted domain of my dominion. You are not constrained by the restrictions of lineage or cultural norms. You are a denizen of a celestial metropolis established on immutable elegance. Disregard the uncertainties that arise in the recesses of your mind. You are not a terrestrial seed fated to decay beneath the sun. You are a child, reborn in the radiant illumination of my grace. Every morning begins with a new influx of grace, illuminating your spirit with the brilliance of my love. Do not retreat, kid, into the depths of self-deprecation. You are a sovereign entity, created not via conquering or terrestrial mandate, but by the divine essence of God. My grandeur resides within you, a reservoir of potential awaiting utilization. Do not fear the limitations imposed by human beings. Your inheritance transcends human limitations and extends into the infinite domain of my grandeur. Individuals who utter your name with reverence shall get unbounded favor. My protective hand is upon you, serving as a vigilant shield against the arrows of envy and malevolence. Individuals who attempt to undermine your trip, aiming to divert you from the road of my intention, will ultimately be expelled, their murmurs rendered inaudible by the tumultuous force of my righteous wrath. Gaze upward, child. I see you closely, as the pupil of my eye, a valued entity inside the expansive constellation of my creation. The celestial vault is replete with blessings intended for your acceptance. Abandon uncertainty, and liberate yourself from the constraints of fear. My radiance envelopes you, an invulnerable bastion against the shadows. Embrace your legacy, celestial offspring. The kingdom of God is imminent. This is the utterance of your Father, articulated not in the diminishing reverberations of history, but in the vibrant essence of the current instant. Proceed, my darling, and traverse the illumination that leads you to your abode. Divine guidance proclaims that harmony should prevail in your existence now. Not the tenuous comprehension constructed via human concession, but the steadfast pact established in the crucible of belief. Allow the teachings of Matthew 18 to govern your thoughts and emotions, its promise echoing like a clarion call to action. Do not relinquish this position, neither for a moment of uncertainty, nor for the tumult of a tempest, nor the subtle provocations of your self-doubt. Within the agreement resides the extent of your miracle. Every uncertain inquiry and murmured skepticism constitutes a barrier to the flow of my favor. Suppress the din of doubt, and pacify the insurrection of your perceptions. The world may starkly contrast my promises, nevertheless, I am the one who authors your narrative and shapes your future. Select conviction above ephemeral insights, my decree over the changeable nature of experience. A more substantial inheritance awaits you, kid, found within the confines of unwavering concentration. One intellect, one objective, one spirit in steadfast concord with mine. Discard the constraints of self-imposed limitations, the burdens of past failures, and the rigid rules established by fear. Refrain from succumbing to the allure of your senses, relinquish the corrosive hold of resentment, extend forgiveness, liberate yourself, and embrace the emerging radiance of my mercy. A vast ocean of compassion flows toward you, its current impervious to any human intervention. I am a deity of steadfast loyalty, and your belief serves as the channel for my benefits to manifest. Suppress the surge of skepticism that swells within. Allow your spirit to become a receptacle, receptive and permeable to the overwhelming influx of my spirit. Engage profoundly, tapping into the concealed sources of my strength, for in that profound connection, the murmurs of uncertainty are overshadowed by the resounding emergence of marvels. This youngster embodies the idea of consensus. It is not passive acceptance but an active expression of trust, a harmonious submission of will. Upon entering this covenant, the streams of my grace expand, shaping canyons of potential across the barren landscapes of your uncertainty. Let each breath serve as a subtle confirmation, and each heartbeat resonate as a rhythm of faith. In this unity, I reveal the intricacies of your fate, strand by strand, marvel by marvel. Proceed, youngster, with agreement as your shield and trust as your sword. The murmurs of uncertainty will diminish, the darkness will retreat, and your journey will be illuminated by the fulfillment of promises. Before the video ends, I request you to help me by doing super thanks. Because I don't have house and I have to make my new house.